Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala sayidina asyrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajmain. Okay, thank you very much for coming. So this is uh, the session on Allahyarham Prof Kamal Hassan's book. So regularly we are going to read. I'm going to read together we will read the book on moderation. Or usually we call it as the black book because the color is black. So the title is The Voice of Islamic Moderation from the Malay World. And we are currently at chapter 4. Okay. But I think in the last session, we already read until page 66. But never mind, we will try to recap a few points in order to at least refresh our mind. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, thank you. We have also here offline joining us brother Farid from Afghanistan. He's from the Kuliah IBF, Islamic Banking. So Alhamdulillah. Okay, so as usual, I will read and I will try to contemplate. But my contemplation will be based on my discipline. I'm trained in, I'm the head for research and publication in CENTRIS. However, I'm also the lecturer in the Department of Political Science. So maybe when as I'm explaining, so maybe the explanation will be more on political science. So maybe I will be lacking maybe in terms of maybe the perspectives from Usuluddin. All right, as we know, Allahyarham Prof, he was from Usuluddin. So maybe a few points from Usul Fiqh maybe, or history, or any other, or even Islamic banking, right? Because in this book, as we noticed previously, we came across a few arguments on economics. Okay, so inshallah today I will read, and if you, for example, if you have a few points that you want to share with us, you are most welcome. Okay, all right. So this is the fourth chapter, and the title for the fourth chapter. Okay, before that, maybe I need to reiterate a bit. This book is actually the compilation of his articles, Allahyarham's articles, as a response to the 9/11 event. Okay, and therefore, when we look at the arguments in the book, we can even see it in the title. It has the word moderation. So here, the book was written not only for Muslim but also for, according to Allahyarham Prof, also for non-Muslims. Okay, so maybe the intonation, the way his wordings maybe will be quite general. Okay, not specifically for Muslims. Okay, for all. All right. So the title is Promoting Mutual Understanding Between Asia and Europe via Education. By the way, actually we have this. Brother Farid. Okay, here. Brother Shahzan is here. Shahzan already. Maybe can you please the extension. Okay, while waiting for, we are actually trying to switch on the projector. Okay, so the title, where is it? Okay, Promoting Mutual Understanding Between Asia and Europe via Education. So this is actually, I remember, this is actually a paper. Okay, if we look at the references here. It is actually a paper presented by Allahyarham here, okay, in Beijing. Paper presented at the IIUM conference on culture and civilizations held in Beijing 2 to 4th December 2003. Okay, so this is actually his conference paper. Okay, so promoting understanding through education. So in the first half, maybe I can say the first half of the chapter, Al-Waraham Prof, he talks about this new world order. Okay, if as we have discussed, okay, we had discussed previously, he always talk about this new world order. Okay, the new world order that creates problems. Okay, led by the United States since the first Gulf War. Okay, so therefore we started to have problems of new imperialism, problem of environmental degradation, and many others. Okay, but we stop until page 66. Okay, the few points. Other aspects of values education include the following. These are some of the points, and we stop at page 66. This one. All right. Okay, I'm going to read word by word. A positive attitude towards cultural diversity. Okay. Oh. Oh, have you switched on that? Or it has to be plugged into the directly plugged into the that one. Okay. So a positive attitude towards cultural diversity and mutual understanding is easier to attain in societies which are highly plural and where the different ethnic or religious communities learn through shared historical and political experience that it is better to cooperate and share resources than to struggle against another for supremacy or to engage in mutual conflict. So this is actually about societies that have uh, people of different ethnicities, people of different religious backgrounds. Wait. Oh. Maybe you just borrow my book. Yes, that's better. Okay. Okay. I forgot about that. Okay, Alhamdulillah. Okay, we are trying to have this. Never mind. Okay, so according to Al-Raham Prof, it will be easier to have mutual understanding among the people of different ethnicities if we live in a multicultural society because of the educational system, right? Maybe we already learn about how to live with other people, okay, from different religions, for example, when we were in our primary and secondary school. Okay, so in this regard, Asian nations could perhaps learn some lessons from the experience of the European Union. Okay, so Al-Raham Prof is talking about maybe we can learn from EU, okay, the EU, European Union, because yeah, they are consist of countries from different people from different languages, right? People from most of them, yeah, the dominant religion is Christianity, but of course different sects, okay, Protestant and Catholics. But maybe we can learn from them. The Malaysian experience in educating her multi-ethnic and multi-religious citizens to tolerate and respect each other's culture is also an example. So Al-Raham is saying that maybe we also, Malaysia here, maybe can become an example, albeit an ongoing effort instead of, yeah, maybe it is still ongoing, which merits objective analysis while the formal public education emphasizes national harmony and integration. The political education of the masses guided by a pluralist-minded political leadership, supplemented by the mainstream media, has helped to mold a culture of tolerance and mutual understanding among the educated. Okay, so the media also help in this case. And also schools, public schools, help in terms of making us more tolerant. Okay. Uh, okay. In all public universities, a compulsory course on Islamic and Asian civilizations introduced since the late 80s and improved in the early 90s has to be taken by all students regardless of discipline or religious affiliations. So during the 80s and 90s, school children had to take this compulsory course. The title, or not the title, but it was on Islamic and Asian civilizations. Me, myself, also the product of the 90s. Maybe, yeah, we learned that. This has helped the multi-ethnic youth of Malaysia to have a better understanding of the major cultures and religions in Asia. So maybe, yes, these are some of the factors, okay, that made us more tolerant according to Allahan Prof. Okay, the educational system, the media, what else? The political education of the masses. So the mutual understanding of each other's community needs, particularly at the level of the political elites, has made it possible for the minority Chinese community to have public schools using Chinese as the medium of instruction, as well as the Indian community to have public schools using Tamil as the medium of instruction from the time of independence in 1957 until the present day. So here, yeah, we still have until today, since the independence, we still have these so-called vernacular schools, right? We have Chinese schools that use Mandarin as the official language of the school, instruction, language of instruction, okay? And also Tamil schools, okay, that use Tamil language. It should be pointed out that Malaysia is the only Muslim majority country in the world that has accommodated the needs of the major non-Muslim minorities in such a manner. Okay, according to Allahan Prof, only Malaysia does that. Okay, providing spaces for in educational system for non-Muslims officially, and they can also use their own mother language. There has been an increase in the number of these vernacular schools using their own mother tongues in a Malay majority country. Increase. Even in my hometown, I know that in my hometown there is a Chinese school, but almost all of the students are Malays, but the teachers are Chinese. Chinese school. But yeah, since the independence of the building is quite old, all right? For a long time, Malaysia's relationship with Europe, particularly with Britain, has been very cordial despite political and cultural differences. Okay, it is, however, only very recently in 2003 that the Malaysian government decided to establish an institute for the study of the Occident, okay, the West, at the National University of Malaysia, okay, the University Kebangsaan Malaysia. So if I'm not mistaken, this one is still operating today. We call it IKMAS. IKMAS, okay. In Malay, Institute Kajian Malaysia dan Antarabangsa, okay, the Institute of Occidental Studies. And Malaysia and Occidental Studies. This institute will help to enhance the Malaysian people's understanding of European and American cultures and civilizations. there is definitely a greater need of Muslim communities to understand Western civilization, religions, cultures, and its intellectual history in a more objective way. Objective meaning to say without other things that may interrupt our focus. The focus is to learn about their culture. So maybe what are some of the factors that may interrupt? Maybe misinformation, right, from the media. Okay, the emergence of the unipolar world championed by the United States and the way the United States President Bush, okay, at that moment it was Bush, projected himself vis-a-vis the rest of the world since 9/11 have made many observers in Malaysia and the third world wonder whether US education, despite its advancement in science and technology, succeeds in making her political leaders fully aware of the diversity of non-Western cultures and civilizations. All right, so Al-Rahman Prof is talking about whether, yeah, their educational system is considered as advanced, but yeah, Al-Rahman Prof wonders whether the result of that educational system is really good or not, okay, in understanding other people of other civilizations like us. Okay, the American education system has had its share of criticism from within and without. So what are the criticisms? The closing of the American mind by Alan Bloom, for examples, is a powerful and passionate diagnosis of the failure of American higher education to meet the vision of democracy and the way the universities have impoverished, open quote, the souls of today's students, close quote. Okay, the souls of today's students. So, university without souls. Okay, I think we came across that one, right? University with a soul or university without souls. Okay, without a soul. Okay, as usual, I will try to read as much as I could within the time that we have. If not, then, okay, after that, if we think that already enough, okay, then we will stop. Okay. So I like to do this session because me, myself, personally, I think this is the moment when I really read a book word by word. Usually when I read a book, then I will do speed reading here and there, right? But this time, we read word by word. Okay, so it is a matter of great concern to the rest of the world that the U.S. Strategic Task Force on Education has recently decried what it described as America's ignorance of outside world. So they started to realize that actually, yeah, many of the Americans, maybe according to this particular sentence, many of them are ignorant of outside world and argued that the reluctance of Americans to study foreign civilizations could become a threat to national security. Then now they started to realize that if they keep on doing that, okay, maintaining their ignorancy, so it can become a threat to their security. Because they do not know how, maybe they do not know other people from other countries, their culture. Okay, the task force members pointed out that Americans are largely ignorant about the Middle East and suffer from a pervasive lack of knowledge of the world at large. I think, yeah, our Prof, he has a point here because I think I came across an article that talks about a huge number of Americans actually they never went out, okay, from their country. Okay. The panel of US educators and politicians observed that we are unnecessarily putting ourselves at risk because of our stubborn monolingualism and ignorance of the world. Okay, according to Al-Raham. Okay, because they only speak English, American English, maybe, right? That's why they are ignorant of the world. The panel recommended that by 2010, US colleges and universities must make it mandatory for 20% of US students to have studied abroad. 20%, this one starting 2010. At least 20% of US students must study abroad. And by 2040, that ratio should increase up to 50%. The report concluded, okay, to successfully navigate the new millennium, we will need leaders who are able to understand global crisis not only from an American vantage point, but also from those of our allies and our adversaries. So maybe a new type of new Orientalists, maybe, right? New generations of Orientalists. Okay, they will study us, okay, in order to actually to protect their national interest. Okay, I think we can finish, inshallah, this chapter. Okay, we only left with another 2 pages, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, in this era of globalization, new world order and international terrorism, again the word, yeah, new world order, it is not just the American ignorance of the world that needs to be corrected. Okay, not only, okay, we always blame America, but here, the Muslim mind too has been ignorant of the West, with all its strengths and weaknesses, diversities and commonalities, complexities and superficialities. Yeah, superficialities. The West appears to the Muslim mind and imagination as a monolith and a constant. The image is oversimplified, homogenized and stereotyped, thanks to the creative imagination of Hollywood and TV. The West is largely represented by the image of the ugly American, except for the privileged Muslim students who had studied in the US, England, France, Germany, or Scandinavian countries. The Muslim world's view of Europe too tends to be faulty, superficial, and fragmented. So, according to our Prof, many of us who never been there, okay, maybe we have false view on the Western world. The Muslim intellectuals in general tend to be either pro-West or anti-West. Pro-West or anti-West. There is only a small minority of Muslim scholars who try to understand the West or Europe objectively. Again, the word objectively. Okay? With all its virtues and its shortcomings, its positive as well as negative aspects. So meaning to say, what I can understand here, maybe this is related to Islamization, right? We learn whatever that we can learn, but we will accept those that we can accept. Those we cannot accept, then we will not accept, right? So maybe that one is being objective. The Muslim, so we will not afraid to read, okay, whatever that we have in the world, but still we know how to sieve, okay, what is the limit. That's why, as far as I'm concerned here in IIUM, even when I teach my students, we learn everything. Okay, political theories, we learn the Western political thoughts. Okay, those non-Islamic political thoughts, but still we learn. Okay, and then, however, of course, I will remind, okay, this is the limit. But I know my students, usually they know the limit. Okay, the Muslim communities of Asia and the Middle East too cannot afford to have leaders or decision makers who are ignorant of the Far East or the West, or who view them both from the perspective of the past or the perspective of uninformed and prejudiced religious extremists. Whose view of the world is superficial, over simplistic, and imagine black and white picture. Meaning to say very, very simple. Maybe the dichotomy between the two, very strict. The Muslims who watch television nowadays can benefit from the informative and educational National Geographic or Discovery channel, yeah, or travel channels, as they expose the Muslim viewers to many different cultures, peoples, and lifestyle. So at least we can watch TV. Okay, the educated among them, however, need to go beyond television or what the internet can offer To be leaders of the future, they need to be in living contact with the people of Far East and the West, communicating, interacting, and exchanging views about the world through rational, non-violent dialogues. So Al-Arham Prof is suggesting for us to go further, not only watching TVs, but we must communicate, okay, with uh, the Westerners. Okay. After all, their religion, Islam urges them. After all, their religion, Islam urges them to seek knowledge even unto China, and teaches them that, O mankind, we created you from a single pair of a male and female, and made you into nations and tribes, that you may know each other, not that you may despise each other. Verily, the most honored of you in the sight of Allah is he who is the most righteous of you. Okay, so to get to know each other, because we are from different countries, right? Okay, so the footnote here, paper, yes, mentioned this earlier. Page 2 of the declaration, Al-Alam Prof, quotes from UNESCO. Resolution of the 32nd session of the General Conference of UNESCO. Again from UNESCO, Alan Bloom, The Closing of the American Mind, published by Simon and Schuster, 87. This one from newspapers. And then lastly from the Quran. Okay, Alhamdulillah, we finished chapter 4. Actually, the book, as far as I'm concerned, it has 12 chapters or more. Okay. Okay, so anything, Brother Farid, if you want to say anything from...
I want to know about this percentage, as we learned in this page 68 that the panel recommended that 2010 US colleges and universities must make it mandatory for 20% of US students to have studied abroad, and by 2014 the ratio should increase to 50%. Very important. Is it applicable now? Is it? Can we see it in? They implement this or not currently?
Yeah, supposedly they should. Okay, they should still implementing it, because and by 2040, that ratio should increase by 50%. But yeah, maybe we can check. This one is footnote number 5. Footnote number 5, maybe is it the report, right?
Yeah, this is
the report. Report from. Oh, okay, this one is from the newspapers. So
yes,
maybe we can still
this
check.
is very good book, inshallah.
Yeah, thank you, Brother Farid. Any more?
Just I want to know if they had decision to send their students, college students, university to abroad, the US. Can we see any student from US in here, Malaysia?
Yeah, we previously we had, I remember, we used to have students visit. So maybe, yeah, previously we, during my time when I was many years back, the graduate, I think 10 or 11 of them, 11 of American students came here, IIUM, and they live in the Mahala, for them to get to know. I think some sort of summer school, something like that, IIUM organized. They came here, but when they came back, only one joined, and he graduated until his master's degree. And my friend.
Was he Muslim or not?
But he, yeah, of all of them who came, they were all Muslims, but American Muslims. So yes, we had that, but only one that finished until master's degree in IIBF. His master's degree in IIBF. So yeah, but very few right now, right? But
I didn't see here any American student.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Last year I saw a sister Mariam, she was from the South America.
Uh-huh.
No, she's doing his PhD or master in Istad.
Istad.
She was staying here in
Ah.
Mahalla. No, she's not in here. Yes, I remember
Yeah.
that one.
So not very little the number,
Yes.
right? But yeah, supposedly considering that plan, okay, we should get more right students from America.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you so much, mashallah.
All right. Anything from the floor? From online? Okay. We have quite many attendees today, alhamdulillah. Sister Fida, Dr. Sidik, Sister Madam Rohati, Nur Hasni, Mazura, Haji Zainal, Mimi, Siti Nurkhairina, Fuzia. Okay, anyone want to share anything from the reading? Or have you fill in the attendance? Or you don't have to fill in, you just need to click. Okay, is it working? I think it is working, right? You can find it in the WhatsApp. WhatsApp blast. All right. Anything, any sharing, any even about any other things, maybe your contemplation, your experience with Allāh Prof. We are here at his library and his Quran is still there. Nobody change it. The position is still intact. Okay. More people are joining, but I think, yes, we have finished this chapter. The next chapter is on...
Yeah.
Oh,
changing the Muslims.
Okay. So the book is actually consists of 3 parts. So alhamdulillah, chapter 4 is the last chapter within the first part. Okay, part 1, which is promoting the common ground amongst religions and cultures. So that's why we were talking about culture, okay, religion just now, about understanding. Part 2, inshallah, okay, next session we will enter part 2. And the first chapter is chapter 5 up until chapter 7, the last chapter within part 2. Altogether, yes, 11 chapters. And then we will enter part 3. Okay. So anything anymore? Nothing. Anything anymore? Brother. Okay. So if there's nothing, I think we can end our session. Thank you for coming. Inshallah, as maybe you can see in the advertisement, the first Jum'ah of every month, I will read the book on corruption, also by Allāh Prof. The third week, I will read this book on moderation. The second week, my colleague, Dr. Jannah, she reads the book on science, okay, Quranic perspective on science. And the fourth Jum'ah of every month, she will read the book on the poem book, okay, Allāh Prof's collection of poems, okay, that he wrote. Salam Kasih, the title of the book. Okay, so thank you very much for coming. We end our session with Tasbih Kafarah and Suratul As. Okay, thank you everyone.